Hello again.
Hello again.
Don, Phil Cerna. I don't understand what's going on today, but again, American River Homeless Crew is under attack again. When we just talked with Emily and them over a month ago, and you guys promised that the American Homeless Crews could stay on the American River until homes are available for them. And we've been cleaning every day with Park and Rec. We're working great. We're cleaning. We're even without Park and Rec, we're out there cleaning every day. And when we are working with Park and Rec, we're working great together. I mean, we're doing a fantastic job. We're cleaning tons and tons of trash off the parkway. I don't understand this safety talk because on the American River, there is no violent stuff going on the American River Parkway or where we're at. There is no, I mean, people are safe there. You go to any hour of the night, you're safe there. So I don't know why people are talking about safety. My American Homeless Crews are not drug addicts. They're not alcoholics. They're not out there. They're not criminals trying to hurt people. There are people out here. They're just trying to survive the best way they can. And I'm really disturbed by what I'm hearing right now because you guys are talking about passing an ordinance that make it illegal for sleep on the American River when there is no homes available for the American Homeless Crews to be. Nobody wants to be homeless out there, you guys. Nobody. Phil Cerna, nobody wants to be out there homeless. Okay? We're ready. We're ready. I mean, my American Homeless Crews are ready for you guys to get the homes available for them so they could go. And a lot of them are really interested in Emily's project she mentioned about how she's trying to get a thing going where she can help people who are working get into home where they pay like for a couple months rent, you said, or something like that, Emily? Mm-hmm. You know, they're really looking for it. And that's like 900 of my people in my crew. Okay, they're really waiting to see if that could happen with you guys. They're down with that. Nobody wants to be homeless out there. At the same time, they're even talking about coming back and cleaning with us anyways. Even when they do get home, they want to come back and keep the parkway clean because there's no trash cans out there. There's nothing to keep it clean out there. And they want to keep it clean regardless because they love and care for the community, just like I do. And you guys know this. I paid for the cleaning on the American River with the help of Next Door members for the last 9 years. I just now became a 501c3 with the American Homeless Crew. And we're right now just getting started rocketing here and making a difference in our community. And the bottom line is we're out here making a difference in our community. We're out here fighting to keep it clean and safe. I don't know why we're being attacked now, but it feels like a personal attack by you guys now. And I don't understand why. And I hope you guys can explain this to me. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Dan. Okay, Claudia, and then followed by David Ingram, followed by Allison Goebel.
Sure, thanks. Hey, y'all, my name's Nikki, and I was not able to tune in to the presentations today or the public comments, just calling in because I'm so alarmed. And I knew, and I knew, and I knew, and I know that the option of criminalization and forced removal has been the default for a long time. But I really had hoped we were looking at real public health solutions to the problems we face. I really hoped we were looking at like equity driven solutions to the problem we face. And this is not that. This is y'all trying to get back to the place we were 5 years ago when you could sweep anybody anytime somebody calls for you to be able to do that. That's what the goal is, right? So you're just carving out space. Where can we do that? Where can we make sure we can move people at the request of housed people or rich people? How can we make sure we're able to do that? Really getting your tools in your toolbox, right? As it says in the report, law enforcement needs these tools. What about the people who live outside? Where are their tools? Y'all, you know, when you destroy them and you throw them in the dumpster, they don't have tools anymore, like their shelter, often their medication, like their IDs. I don't know if y'all know what happens when one of these forced removals happen. I don't know if you've ever thought or considered about the health and safety of those people. There's so much conversation about why you need to remove encampments for health and safety. What about those people? It is pure torture, you know, particularly without any options for services, which is what y'all are trying to work out. How do we remove people without options? And because you know you don't have any, because you had that report right before that shows how many folks, you know, we have in our systems that are not getting to the next level of care. And it's a huge gap that we have. And so the fact that we want to come in on this other end, on the front end, and criminalize people when there are not reasonable housing options available is just it's so absurd. And y'all live in another world than the people who live outside. And you probably know that. But I don't know if you think about what it's like in their world. And I really need you to. I really need you to. And it's so stupid for me to sit here and beg you to do that. Because people are your constituents as well, people who live outside. They have full lives. You know, I'm not going to be one of those stupid people who's like, oh, they're humans too. Of course they are. Of course they are. Okay, they're people that we love. They're people that I love. My family lives outside. This idea that y'all can come from the top and just say, you have to go when you don't have any good options for them, just think about the nature of that. That from the very top, y'all can say, oh, this place, this place, this place. Nobody poor is allowed to exist to live in these places. And just to say, the reason that shelters had accumulation around them, the reason that safe grounds had accumulation around them is because people were being sent there by cops during sweeps. Cops would say, go down to the safe ground. Oh, go down to the railroad shelter. Not to mention, they were put in places where there was already an accumulation of people living outside. So this idea that people just flock down to the services is totally trash because your cops are the ones telling them, go down to the safe ground, go down to the shelter, without an actual warm handoff, without an actual spot available. And that's absurd. Y'all don't check on those outcomes. Y'all aren't.
Nikki, I need to answer
Yeah, absolutely. The final comment is your continued choice to put cops on my people is so bad. My people, our people, your people. You want to send the cops on them over and over again and push them around your city until they're sick, they're tired. Okay, it's so wrong. And y'all will just live with it, I guess. I guess you'll just live with the torture that you don't have to see. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Nikki.
Next caller. Please start with your comments. You have 3 minutes.
Yeah, hi. So I'm not in favor of this measure, this suggestion, let's say. That woman earlier told on herself when she was concerned for the dead 20-year-old white woman but saw jail as being necessary for the woman who ended up in her bathroom, naked. Does anyone think that someone gets in that situation due to lack of trauma? So we're cool with demonizing a 20-year-old black woman who has clearly been the victim of trauma, but not the 20-year-old white woman. The reality is that you're all ignorant of unhoused folks' issues. You play to housed folks' biases. You listen to their biases, and you lean in because it's easy. What's hard to have empathy for is those who society has chosen to demonize. What's hard is pushing for housing, as y'all saw last week, from the obvious pushback from just a couple tiny houses. What's hard is addressing addiction as the medical issue that it is, rather than a personal failure of someone. What's hard is dealing with folks and their trauma, because people are messy, and it's hard to extricate the truth of their existence and actually find out who they are, what has affected them, and how we can adequately address it. It's much easier to address people as though they are all the bad things that we've heard about people in their position. But you'd rather criminalize them. You'd rather find ways around a Supreme Court decision. Not long ago, I heard some of y'all bitching about Trump trying to subvert the Supreme Court decision and how awful that was. Clutched pearls, all that business. And yet, here you are, progressives, not remotely, liberals, some of you, and barely at that, looking for ways around a Supreme Court decision because it's inconvenient and is easier than doing the hard work. I suggest you do the hard work. I suggest you empathize. I suggest you talk with advocates because last time I checked, it's a lot harder being homeless than being housed and having to walk around a little bit of trash or having to walk down a different sidewalk to avoid someone who is existing, whose entire existence is on that sidewalk. I'm sorry, but I don't have empathy for the housed folks. I understand where they come from and I understand their frustrations, but their anger is misplaced at the unhoused folks. The reality is that the failure is your own. The failure is the county's. The failure is a lack of housing to the tune of, I believe it was the last item, which someone mentioned, around 3,000 to 3,500 homes that were needed permanent supportive housing at a minimum. I mean, how do you look at that and think that you're accomplishing anything if you're not directly addressing that? Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Yeah, I want to point out, I just want to name that what I've been listening to for the last 30 minutes, from this board, I have not heard a single appropriate thing about the current situation that we're in when it comes to the housing crisis and the homelessness problem. You care so damn much about keeping people safe. You talk about keeping people safe from wildfires and floods, but not one time have I heard you all talk about what about the danger of living outside every single day outside of wildfires and floods. None of you have spoken up about that. Instead, I've heard a bunch of you just talking about how can we cite homeless people? How can we make sure that they're, how can we move them in violation of a Supreme Court decision, Martin versus Boise, as opposed to just thinking creatively about how do we get people into permanent supportive housing? Not one of you seem to care about that. At least the ones that are speaking up, two of you seem to be pretty vocal about finding some way around a court decision, as opposed to actually addressing the root problems in this. You want to satisfy the P bids and make the parkway beautiful? So do the people that live out there. But they don't have anywhere to go because you don't invest money into those kinds of solutions. That's on you. That's not on them. And fuck the P bids for trying to make it about them or them or us.
Keon, please, no more profanities.
No, that you get upset about my language rather than the callousness of people that are suffering on the streets speaks volumes to where your priorities are at. Just today, an article came out about the city of Houston's efforts on reducing the number of people living outside. Their focus is on housing first and putting all their efforts to coordinating efforts to successfully house individuals with whatever support they need to be successful. We are putting so many efforts and focus and money and systems around tracking and citing and clearing when we need to focus all of our efforts on transitions into housing. Why are we talking about removing people instead of focusing on transitioning those individuals into housing? It's not either or, and you know it. It's not either we protect the parkway or we move it. If one of you are suggesting that our only options are either to protect the parkway or move people, you can take your performative talking points and shove it. Period.
Okay. All right.
Next caller.
Thank you.